your host, Anthony Velvet Hall. All the world's is a stage, but not everybody on the stage is doing the same thing. So what I do is I bring people from all parts of the stage to the show to let them tell you about themselves. And I have a very special guest on with me tonight. Somebody I definitely wanted to get on here when I started this venture, this passion project, and I'm about to bring him on right now. Some of you know him, and some of you are going to be happy to have known him after this. And he has disappeared, ladies and gentlemen. He has. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute.
Watch out now.
Wait. That's the first time in the history of this show somebody has actually made an entrance. You hear me? That's what I'm talking about. We are setting trends. We are doing things that have never been done before. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here is, I can't even call him a jack of all trades because they say a jack of all trades is a master of none. But I haven't seen a thing that this guy hasn't mastered yet. Everything he dips his toe in, when he dips his toe in the water, he turns it hot, blazing. That's just what he does, ladies and gentlemen.
My
He's
man.
been my foe. He's been my friend. He's like a brother to me, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the only, marvelous Marko. What's
I
up,
can see my
Marko?
hands. What's happening, brother?
What's going on, man? I see you got the water, man, and when you drinking the water, you kind of make me feel bad because I need to up my water intake, man. I've been slipping
Yeah,
for real.
man. Yeah, man. We getting old. You older than me, man. So you
I
gotta drink
know it.
that water.
I know, man. Look, hey, trust me, they know me on a first name basis at AARP for real,
Yeah,
man.
there you
I'm
go.
telling you. That's how it is, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good, good, good.
Good,
Just
good.
ready to get back out this house. Now that things opening back up, I done got my first shot. Gonna
Oh,
get my
okay.
second one next week. That's gonna be
Ah.
fun.
Oh yeah,
And,
that sounds fun. That
hmm,
sounds fun. I'm kind of skeptical about the whole shot thing, but I think I'll come around eventually, man.
yeah,
But until then, I've been wearing masks like crazy, and
yeah.
so yeah, that's pretty
I'm
much been
tired of
my whole
smelling my
deal.
own breath.
That's- I think that's everybody. Man, everybody's trying to smell their own breath, like for real. That's just how it is. So I mean, just for those who don't know you, man, tell us about Marvelous Marko and your
Marvelous.
foray into the world of professional wrestling.
Oh man. So I've been marvelous. Marco Polo was the way it started. And I started out at Platinum Championship Wrestling, and it was like the fur coat pimp type gimmick. It was supposed to be like a supermodel, but with the fur coat, it made me look like a pimp anyway. So, um, some people got it, some people didn't, but the essence of the character never really left. Even when I took off the coat, put it back on, changed gear, whatever. The essence of the character stays the same. Uh, it's Muhammad Ali. It's you know, it's freaking Rick Rude. It's all that type of confident, sure of yourself, and other people hate it because of that. So
Right.
yeah,
I got you. There's
and
nothing wrong with that.
nothing wrong with that. And also do Papa Marco, which is it started off as a joke gimmick, and then it just kind of blossomed off on his own. Like we were doing the Monstrosity Championship Wrestling, they were just kind of just dressing us up and whatever gimmick they had, their body paint us like a zombie. And then they painted me up, and he was like, "You're supposed to be like the king of the zombies." Then I saw it. I was like, kind of like Papa Shango. So I put on the top hat, and I put the freaking, you know, back then, like actually, they just used whatever freaking props they had. So I had like this Swami hat on the first match. It was a Swami hat and this stupid silver cape that I just found in the box. And then we started practicing, messing around with it. And I saw Live and Let Die. And I was like, oh, this is where I can go with this guy. So I just went from there. And almost I get booked for both gimmicks and never really explain why there's two gimmicks. It's like I'll work Baba Marco one place and then right up the block I'll work another gimmick. And just like that, I just become a man that can work any gimmick. I work I can do a sexy boy thing. I can do a Black Panther gimmick. I did a politician gimmick. You know, just a gimmick.
Yeah,
Have a little fun with it. You know, it's acting. It's
yeah,
where I can have fun with.
yeah. I think it's cool when you talk to wrestlers and they got that gimmick in the box story. Cause
Yeah.
when I first met Austin Xavier
Hmm.
Woods, for those who don't know,
Yeah.
when I first met him, we did shows in Macon.
Hmm.
And I think this was like 2007. And I think he had just got finished getting trained by Rob and all that kind of stuff. And he was still doing the Austin Creed gimmick.
Yeah.
And there were people in the locker room like marking out for his gimmick. And they were like, man, that's a cool gimmick. What happened? And he was like, well, we reached in a box and I got this and all that kind of stuff. That's what he was kind of
Hmm.
telling us about what happened, about how he wound up getting the, Apollo Creed, Austin
Hmm.
Creed gimmick, and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool, man. It's always cool to see him doing this thing, especially in
Hell yeah.
WWE anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I met him. I met him at Dragon Con the first time when he was still doing the Consequences Creed thing.
yeah,
And he was doing cosplay, and that's how we connect every time. Like every time I talk to him now, it's all about cosplay.
right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw when you did the cosplay when you had the homie the clown gimmick on,
yeah, and
and
he
you hit him
came
with
over dancing. Yeah,
yeah,
dancing. I was bumping over.
yeah. That was funny. That was
That was
crazy,
funny,
man.
man. That one went viral too, man. That was kind of famous for it. That was
Yeah,
cute, man.
yeah,
Oh wow.
that's pretty cool, man. I
Yeah,
I I like the Papa Marco gimmick, like for real. Like the Marvelous Marco gimmick is cool, but I like
yeah,
the Papa Marco gimmick. The way you're able to switch up and do different things.
yeah,
Do you draw any inspiration as far as like switching up gimmicks and stuff from some of the cosplaying that you do?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like as soon as you put on the cosplay, you kind of want to act like the character, right?
Right,
So like when you put something on and then you can make it your own in a way. Like, when I do a Black Panther thing, of course you're gonna see me do this shit, But
right,
you know, but in that thing it kind of makes you into a box because you gotta act like Chadwick Boseman. With a
right,
gimmick like Papa Marco, I mean, like it kind of draws from all different type of embodiments of that character itself, the Baron Samedi character. So it's not just Papa Shango from the WWE or WWF at the time. It's Baron Samedi himself, who I read up on. And it's like if you look at that movie, Princess and the Frog. I mean, that character was in there. Live and let die, like I was telling you before. And then
right,
I can just draw into like what would scare me. What would if I was a kid, what would make me like move back a little bit? So I started
right.
crawling. So I crawl around the ring. Uh, it was just fun. So that crawl got over like crazy, and it took on a life of its own. Like I'm actually trying to write a whole comic book on it right now.
Okay.
So I got the outline done. I'm hoping to have like the first 2 pages by Monday. So we gonna see if I can
Sweet.
just get up off my ass and stop being so fucking lazy and write some shit.
That's all of us, man. And I mean, the whole wearing the different gimmick is cool because I remember one year I did a show here in Millersville, and we did a Halloween theme show, and everybody was like, "Well, why don't we just dress up as different people? Just do different
Yeah,
gimmicks." And I came in as the boogeyman.
there you go.
So, but the only
Had a
thing I
worm
did,
anything?
yeah, I had the whole face. I had half my face paint. I didn't paint the whole face. I painted half of it.
Yeah.
And that was like the best I could do at the time because with me being the boogeyman, I couldn't get the leather pants. I wanted
Yeah.
to get the stick and I wanted to get the clock and bang it across my head. I couldn't do any of that, but I walked around the ring and I did the whole shake and shimmy and all that kind of stuff. Oh man, if I'd have had like a bag of gummy worms, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I'd have went into. But you know what? Honestly, that would be something I would definitely revisit as far
Yeah.
as a gimmick goes. And
Hey,
one
hey,
one of the cooler cosplays I've seen you do, because I mean I haven't seen you do a bad one, but
yeah.
I always wondered what would happen if you went to the ring and you wrestled under your Panthro cosplay. That would
Oh
be,
shit. That would
bro.
be
I'll mark out so hard for
dope.
real. I'm telling you.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Panthro one came out like really like so surprised. He told me the week of that's what we were doing.
Hmm.
Like I was like, man, I wish you would told me months ago. I could have got the nunchucks and and got some gear made at least. I
Right.
went up there and like what it was, it
Mm.
was great. It won third place in that contest. But what it could have been, and what it will be the next time I do it.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Just wait.
Yeah. That's I
Just
can only
wait.
imagine.
Don't believe me. Just watch.
That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. But see, yeah, you got to get that water in. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm also a
I,
weed smoker.
yeah.
So
Hey,
if I
trust
admitted
me.
that out loud.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. They passed the legislation for weed in New York, and my brother's going crazy. Like, as soon as they did it, man, the first thing he did was get online with a blunt in his mouth and was like, "Free delivery! I now make house calls." It was the craziest thing I seen, man. I'm serious. So he probably like weed Uber now up there for real.
I love it.
Crazy. So,
Love it.
but that's what he's
Some
doing.
half baked shit.
Yeah.
Smiley face. Samson, this Sheila, mama fan. Shut up, bitch.
I think I need a Becchiotomy. Oh my god.
That was a movie, man.
Man, see, I'm gonna go and watch that.
You
Man,
better, man. That's a great movie.
that's
Nasty
a
Nick.
man. I'm tell you, now
That's your
you know what?
man. When
I,
you come back, you got to do a Nasty Nick gimmick just for no good
I
reason.
pretty much,
When I
yeah,
come back, I want some cocktail.
yeah. Oh my god. Oh man. I see. I gotta do. I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. Like for
You
real.
got to,
I'm
man.
I'm going. I'm doing Roku surfing. Like when this is done, I'm surfing for it on Roku and I'm watching.
Yes, yes,
And
please, man. Please,
it
man.
was
I
man.
think we
And the
should close
crazy thing is,
it out.
I saw that movie for the first time like just a couple of years ago. Strangely enough, and when I did, Isha gave me so much crap about it. She was like, "You never saw it before." I was like, "No, I haven't seen it." She was like, "What?" I
Yeah,
was like, "Yeah,
that's
man."
what
So,
black folks do to you. You never seen half baked? Give me
yeah,
your black card.
exactly. See,
It's like,
I'm glad I wasn't in her presence because she'd have been like, sit down, let me talk to you for a minute." For real, man. She gave me the whole black thing. Like how the
yeah,
mothers had the night coat that got that one button that's missing. They had to hold it together. She's sitting down like this talking to me and stuff. Like that, I'd have got a conversation. I'd have got a straight talk to about that.
tape a quarter to the baby's nip to the baby's belly button. A quarter.
A quarter, a quota, a quota. Tape a quota. Oh man. Oh man, I miss all my PCW peeps, man. Like for real,
Oh
man.
man,
I had so much fun in PCW, and then me and you, we had our feud in PCW.
yeah,
That
that was
was
a fun
because like
fight.
people still talk about that presidential street fight that we had.
Yeah, that was a fun fight, man.
That was really fun. Especially, I mean, I liked all of it. The cookie sheets and
Yeah,
all the other stuff we did. That was hilarious.
yeah,
Everybody
that's
got
about the
kicked.
most hardcore you ever gonna see me in any match. It's like,
Yeah, that's me too, man. But
not the
like
king of the death match. That was the most old man hardcore street fight ever.
what man for real? I know, right? Like, what's the most hardcore thing? Like, you did a tope, and that was it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I
that,
did the tope in
and
that match.
yeah, and I was
Oh,
like,
and that
wow,
freaking you did that Samoa Joe thing where you powerbomb me into
yeah, into the ring, into the guardrail,
guardrails because that was when they had the little covers on it. It sounded all
right?
great, man. That's
Yeah, that was a nice setup, man. I just
yeah,
PCW, I got nothing but fond memories of PCW as a whole and just working everybody there. I miss just going up there. I got to get down there to check out one of those PCW remix shows because I know they have them on
yeah,
Fridays. So,
yeah.
I mean, it may just be I get off the shoot on Friday and head up there and just stay night, come back home Saturday unless I got some kind of film or something to do.
Yeah,
But
cool.
I
Are
definitely
they
got to get
running
up
this?
there.
They're not running this Friday, are they?
I don't think so. I haven't heard anything, so I'm
Yeah,
not sure if they're
because
running this
me
Friday.
and Brian are at um, A7 Show Pro South
Okay,
this Friday for
okay,
King of the Trios. And me and
right,
Brian Blaze, and Shane
right.
Ellis are teaming up. And Brian Blaze is PCW champ,
Yeah,
so I don't think he'll miss a PCW show to go to another show.
yeah. I know that. Yeah, Brian been putting in work for a long time, man.
Yeah,
Brian
yeah,
was my first PCW opponent, and I couldn't
yeah,
have asked for a better opponent anyway. I didn't
yeah.
want
Me
somebody that was
too,
going to
actually.
Yeah, he is like the gatekeeper. He
Yeah,
was the gatekeeper of PCW. Now he's a standard bearer.
yeah, yeah.
So
It still is.
uh,
I mean,
so all y'all people that complain about politics and wrestling, actually putting your nose to the grindstone and putting in work actually does pay off.
yep.
But it pays off when you shut up and actually do it. You know,
Hmm.
and Brian is living proof of that because he's
Yeah,
PCW champion
yeah.
right now.
I got nothing bad ever to say about Brian Blaze. That's my dude right there.
Yeah,
So just seeing
absolutely
like what he went through and how much grind he still puts into the game, like
right.
and just seeing like how his work is already elevated. He was just in the class right before me, and I love to watch him, man, because he just comes up with some. He's like subtle, and then all of a sudden, you're just like, boom! What the fuck was that? I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
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 okay,
yeah. He worked God, what is it? He worked a Sacred Ground. I forgot who he worked against, but man, he had a I think it was the first year that they had a Sacred Ground in like the old stadium type of vibe that they had that time.
yeah,
And he worked somebody that show, and he was just what you said. He was, nice, moderate pace and all that kind of stuff, keeping up, and everything was kind of mechanical. And then near the end, it was like boom, and you were like,
yeah,
where did that come from? And he wound up winning
yeah,
the match. But that's
mhm,
Brian in a nutshell, man. That's Brian.
yeah,
If not a whole lot of polish on him, he just as raw and real as they get in the business. But
mhm,
you can't judge a book by its cover. Buddy can get down. That's how he
yeah,
is,
you
man.
can. Yeah, that's my dude.
Yeah, most definitely. Now in
Yeah,
talking about schools, definitely gotta bring up Deep South Wrestling. Now,
yeah,
you are back in Deep South Wrestling. For those of you who don't know, Deep South Wrestling has a long history. At one time was a WWE developmental organization. That relationship ended, but before WWE had anything to do with Deep South, they had their own identity and doing their own thing, and their rich history is continuing, and they're still relevant in this day and age. And Marco, you have some dealings with that Deep South Wrestling School.
yeah,
Tell the
yeah,
fans exactly, what you're doing with Deep South and the one and only Nick Patrick.
yeah, man. So I love that intro right there. Like Jody Hamilton and Nick Patrick still own the Deep South name and running the Deep South Wrestling School. And then we're doing internet shows. I'll get you the link for the next one as soon as it comes up. But you can also go to deepsouthprowrestling.com, I believe. And it's on all social medias of Deep South Pro Wrestling, from Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And I am, I guess, the head trainer outside of Nick and Jody. Of course, it's Nick's school, and everything goes by him. But he trusts me to get in there and work physically with and do things he can't do too much anymore because of his old knees or whatever. So I get in there and I teach the kids how to, the footwork, promos, how to bump, how to tell a story, all that good stuff. Man. We got some really good people. Uh, the Woad, Dementia DeRose has come out there and she comes and plays with me. Um, Tracy and Trixie Taylor, they come out. Um, then we got some new students. We got he's the coach of was the Stockbridge High School. He coaches the wrestling team. He's picking up really good. And his girlfriend is actually an amputee. So she has the fake metal leg, and she's still doing the thing. So she's gonna be a success story. So watch out for her. Her name is Vet Adams. So look out for her when she comes out on the scene. And yeah, man. And who else is out there? Oh yeah, Blake Loretta, of course, my tag partner. I don't know how to. It's like fuck you, Blake. Everybody's up in my own shit. Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah, but yeah, me and Blake Loretta, we do the Clang and Bang uh, deal when we team together. If I can ever get him outside, and then other than that, man, I'm out here doing. all sorts of different shots every week, man. It seems like it's a different gimmick. So it's fun, man, and that's what I teach these kids. It's just all about the performance. So I've stopped calling myself a wrestling trainer and start calling myself a performance coach because that's what I'm doing. You know, I'm looking I'm looking at your facial expressions when you do something. I'm looking at your footwork. I'm looking at everything outside of the move because everybody, at some point everybody knows how to do a body slam, but what do you do before it? What do you do after it? So I learned from Stephen Platinum. That was one of his deals. Was always, you know, less is more. Talk between the moves. Like basically sell between the moves. Keep your head up. All that good stuff. Trained with him. Trained with Nick and Jody, of course, for the past 5 years. Trained with QT Marshall over at the Nightmare Factory when they first started up, when it was the Power Factory. I was one of the first students there. Um, Crew Jones is another good coach of mine too. I mean, like I've had some really good coaches, so it's it's only right that I passed on some good coaching. You know, so
Right.
and some of the cats who came through my schools, or came through like me being an assistant coach or part coach. Some of those cats don't went on to do stuff. Of course, you got the success stories like Aja and Priscilla Kelly, and all those cats who came through this. And then you got other people like Brian Kane who went on, to he had PCW heavyweight belt. He went down to Southern Pride, did his thing,
Hmm.
trained people like Cody Jack, got his footwork and his promos upright, and turned him into a upstanding human being. you know, I mean, he works in the ambulance. I can't be more proud of that kid.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Everybody.
Cody. That's Cody
Yeah,
in a nutshell, man. Cody has always. I mean, I've seen Cody on some. Pardon my French, but I've seen Cody on a shit show or two, and he always stood out because he is a small guy but has an amazing presence. Like he comes out
yeah,
there and he commands attention. It's just
yeah,
like he's oblivious to what people say, and he he's small in stature, but he's like so oblivious to it. It's like it's all about me, and you can't help but marvel at that, man. You
yeah,
can't help but marvel at that.
yeah, yeah. You put
Yeah.
that attitude over. I mean, like it's really that, and that's all I taught him the whole time. I mean, like he already knew how to do moves. He knew how to do fucking moonsaults and all this other shit way before I met him. It was
Right.
just, hey, bring that attitude out, man. Bring that energy out. You know,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that stuff I can't take back. Yeah,
That's true, man. Yeah, Code is a good kid, man.
yeah,
Always
yeah,
has been, man. And rest in peace to his dad, Billy Jack. I
yeah.
worked a lot of
Billy was
shows
a
with
really
Billy
good guy
Jack,
too.
man. Billy is like one of the best dudes. I like as far as like a genuinely good guy. Last time I saw Billy Jack, we were doing the Southern Violence and Wrestling show in Putnam
Hmm.
County at the
Oh
old
yeah, I'm gonna be
EFW.
there on May. Yeah,
Yeah.
same as
And
Philly.
yeah, me and we we did a show and I had on all my my had my American flag gimmick on and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. And he was like, Velvet, do you wear handkerchiefs or scarves? I was like, yeah, I mean I can. And he gave me like 5 or 6 American flag scarves, and I think I still got a few of them in
Dope.
like in my drawer right now. But yeah, he gave
Yeah.
them to me. He was like, "I'm not using these anymore. I'm going by the Southern Legend, so I'm gonna give these to you." And he gave them to me, and I
Dope.
still got them, man. And
Yeah, yeah. That's
beyond just the scars, man, I treasure his friendship, and he was a good dude, man.
good. Was.
Um, Absolutely was. And now as far as you go, a lot of people may, for those who have seen the fourth quarter series, 480 films.
Hmm.
I had the pleasure of being in both seasons. Season one has already been shown. Season two will be forthcoming. And if you saw in the wrestling scene, me and Marco were in there, and Marco was like the crash test dummy. He should have got paid like 5 times. Like seriously, it was just slam after slam after slam. It was like, man, he's like a bumping machine. It's crazy, man. Do you have any other acting aspirations outside
Yeah.
of just having me slam the crap out of you?
So I did that movie, and I did actually an LGBTQ movie called. Well, it's a short film now. It's called. Was it Sugar? All Sugar Ain't Sweet. Sweetness. It was the name of it. I think it's called.
Hmm.
And they're trying to make it into a full-fledged movie. They did it like somebody speaking a poem, and all these scenes are going down. And it was pretty good. It was just you know I had a I had to get over some things about myself. To work in a movie like that. I had to get over some of my own prejudices, and then it's like I learned a little bit about myself
Right.
doing that movie, and I'm better for it. You know, so I would love to have more experiences like that to get out and be like outside of myself and like just really study the art of acting because it's it's like when I get into something, as you already said, when I get into something, I get into it. It's like I really like study it. Like when I do jujitsu, I'm like looking at freaking film all day. I'm like on wrestling, I'm looking at film all day. When I did Wing Chun, I'm looking at film all day. And it's like I'm always trying to be like better than what I was and go deep, deep. So I love to do that with acting and like really like just delve into characters like that. I don't even know if I would want to be like a Denzel. I think I'm more go more for that guy. Who's the guy who played Martin Luther King and Peoples? You know, what was his
uh,
name? Jeffrey Wright.
yeah, Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, that guy. Like that is my favorite actor. Something like that. Would be something I would. Yeah. But what about you, man? Tell me what's good with Mr. Velvet these days.
Well, as far as I go, I will be making a exclusive return to wrestling,
When?
uh, June 19th in Albany, Georgia, for Jerry Stevens Georgia Wrestling Extreme.
Get me on the
Uh,
show.
yeah, the week after that, I'll be filming. Um, can't really disclose because they got an NDA and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I also just signed on to do another film, which I can talk about, which is going to be called Devastation. And right now, that's all I know about the film. But as I learn more about the film, I've been given a green light by the director and the producer to tell more about it because this film in particular is an opportunity for people who just watch movies to get a chance to go behind the scenes and see how things are done for those who want to know how we make all the movie magic and all that kind of stuff. And it's also done to help bring more people in. So that's the thing.
Hmm.
So that's what I have going on right now. And Thespian Works, of course, interviewing people. You know,
Hmm.
this forum is open to not actors, but it's open to wrestlers. And I know he's gonna be watching this. So Nick Patrick, legendary NWA and WCW, and sometimes WWE referee Nick Patrick,
Yeah.
sir, you have an open invitation to
Oh
come
yeah.
on this show and talk about whatever. I mean, I've had some great guests on here. I
Yeah.
mean, my first ever show was with Randy Hogan.
Okay.
Randy Hogan, yeah, Randy Hogan. Randy Hogan, the guy who did the Hulk Hogan gimmick, Randy Hogan, he's
Yeah.
still
Oh,
doing
look.
shows and stuff. And as a matter of fact, next week he's gonna be up at the KLT Arena.
Oh, look.
Um, if I'm not mistaken, is that when they're gonna have the Superstars of Wrestling thing next weekend?
Shit, I
I
don't know.
last time I know they changed so much stuff about it, but if I'm not mistaken, I think April 24th is when they're gonna have it. So
Yeah.
Randy Hogan will definitely be up there. But Randy Hogan aside, Nick Patrick,
Yes.
legendary referee Nick Patrick, I'm calling you out, bro. I'm
Oh,
calling you out. You have an open invitation to come on Thespian
and
Works and
Velvet,
talk about
I,
whatever
I,
you
I
want,
happen
bro.
to know a guy who can get you in contact with him.
Do you really?
I think I know a guy who can get you in contact with my trainer.
Ah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, yeah, I'd be more than happy to have. I'd have Nick on here. I'd have Jody on here if
Yeah,
Jody wants
man.
to talk.
Again, Jody, man, you can just sit down at their learning tree like anytime and get the
Yeah,
train next to them, and like it's really like an honor to have Nick like co-sign some of the shit I tell these people. Like,
mm.
and he like I tell these folks that, and I'm like, I look at him, and then he's like, "Yeah, that's right. Listen."
Yeah, man. One of the best experiences you can have as a professional wrestler is to get up under the learning tree of a veteran who's been somewhere. And
Yeah.
one of my best experiences in wrestling, if not the top one of the top three experiences, I was I did a show in either Dublin or Dudley, Georgia, and it was at a Boys and Girls Club. And so they had an upstairs, and it was quite a few of us up there. Georgia indie wrestling scene regulars like Fred Yehi was there,
Okay.
Anthony Henry, who just recently got signed to WWE NXT. Congrats to Anthony
Uh-huh.
Henry. Jacoby Boykins was up there with us, and
Jacoby.
yeah, they had some, they had an upstairs and a downstairs. Upstairs had a weight room and all this other kind of stuff. Downstairs is where they actually had the ring and the matches and all that kind of stuff. So I happen to find myself upstairs with Joel Deaton. And I always have been a big fan of Puroresu, Japanese wrestling. And I talked to him about how I knew about, that kind of wrestling. And it was all based on probably a couple of hot spots tapes and some magazines. And I asked him question after question about certain people, and he filled in a lot of gaps for me. So he completed a lot of stories and answered a lot of questions, but he also taught me some stuff about the business. And if you don't know who Joe Deaton is, please go and do your research. But trust me, if you ever get an opportunity to sit under the learning tree of anybody who has been to Japan, to WWF, WWE, NWA, Mid Atlantic, WCW, even ECW, and some of the other places from a bygone era that are actually done big business in this business, please sit down, shut up, and listen to every word they got to say
Listen,
to you, man.
listen.
I'm
Every
telling you.
damn thing.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And that's why that's another reason I want to talk to Nick too, because I want to hear some of those good old war stories. As wrestlers, we all have our own stories on
Yeah,
the indie level, no matter what it is and stuff like that. But even after having been in the business as long as we've been in the business, we still sit there in awe when they talk to us about stuff.
yeah, man. How long you been in the business?
This is 16 years for me.
This is 10 for me. This is my wrestling birthday, actually. 10 years, right here. 10 years of me
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
stinking up the goddamn ring.
God damn it. You're stealing my gimmick.
I never even heard of you. That's what even funny.
Oh man. Help.
Somebody had told me about you before I met you.
Uh
He was like, "Y'all do the same gimmick." I was like, "Who is it?" And then like I added you on Facebook for like the longest before we actually even talked. And I think we
yeah,
just pushed around on Facebook back and forth before we
yeah,
met at a fireman show or whatever. But
yeah.
I
And
had
that's the
never
crazy
seen.
thing, because when we
Yeah,
met, it was just like we known each other forever.
yeah,
You
yeah,
you rarely meet somebody for the first time, and it's just like, hey man, how most of the time you meet people, and it's like, hey, it's a little hesitancy and stuff. You trying to
yeah.
figure out the person, you trying to figure out what to say to him and all that kind of stuff. Like when me and Isha met for the first time, we
Hmm.
met, we talked a little bit and everything. Before I knew it, we were hugging. We hugged
Yeah,
all damn night. So, but
yeah,
and then like when I met you, we I think that's the show where D'Angelo De Niro and Baron Black and all those
yeah,
guys
yeah,
were, and
yeah,
and you had walked in, and I was like, hey man, what's going on? We sat right there and talked like like we just saw each other the other day, man. So yeah,
yeah,
how
man.
you doing? It wasn't awkward at all, man.
Not at all. It was like our first time meeting. We talked like
Yeah,
for a good minute. Actually, I think you were probably one of the few people I talked to.
yeah.
No, no, no. I met you. I met Ronnie Red that day.
Mm.
And I think I met Jacoby up at APW, and I met a few people, man. But me and you, we hit it off right then and there.
Yeah, and Suge was in there
And we
too.
just been two old men
Yeah,
talking shit
yeah.
ever since.
Yeah. Cameron Cade was there. It was quite a
Oh
few
yeah,
people, man. It was,
yeah,
it was
yeah,
quite a few folks, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Cameron's
man.
cool too, even though he's been doing some trouble. I'm not even gonna blast him out there.
Yeah, I mean,
But
like,
he's still my
but,
dude, and I can't turn my back on him. Man,
right.
I
It's
wish
I'm the
him the
same
best,
way, man.
but I ain't gonna blast out nobody. But
Right.
you know,
Exactly. You know how this business is, man.
yeah,
People try to drift on the strongest wind blowing, man.
yeah,
They'll be standing on the same ground as you one day and then kicking the dirt in your face the next. That's how the business is, man.
yeah, yeah,
So when you can find real good, genuine people in the business that are cool and all that, gotta hold on to them. Gotta hold
mhm,
on to them. That's just how it
yeah.
is, man. Yeah.
Well, some of my friends aren't good people, but they're good friends.
I know. Wrestling 101 all day. All day, man. All day. That's just how it is, man. Yep. So what is next
What
for
is
Mark?
next? What is next? Oh man. So I'm at Peach State. The Marco Money Challenge is going on. That's the Marco stimulus package. All you gotta do is come in there and beat me and you get paid. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Now I started off with $100. I gave Matt Sales the first run as to get some beer money. He got tapped out. Hey. now, now the next round, I'm doubling it. Hey, see what you can do. We'll be at Peach State. Um, shit, I think that is the 24th of April. I'm not sure. I'll look at it. Either way. And then we got Papa Marco this weekend.
Hmm.
And then I'm trying to get my butt back into shape so I can go and do some jiu-jitsu. I'm gonna do another tournament before he moves me up. I've been really moving really slow, so I gotta get my ass back in shape.
Yeah,
It
ain't
took a
nothing
little
wrong with
time off for a little nagging injury, man.
that. Mm,
You our age, man. It's like,
yeah,
that
yeah, man.
freaking nagging injury, man. It's like, oh my
I
god,
know,
somebody hit me with a bat.
like that's what I get. My better halves going to the store. I'm gonna pick something up from the store. You want something? Yeah, you want to give me some icy hot?
Yeah, I see.
Really? The
Ibuprofen,
patches. I want the patches and the ibuprofen. Yeah, like for real.
KT tape.
Like
All that good
seriously, man. Give me some blue diamond too. Yeah, I
shit.
need all that. Ace bandages and everything,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. Well,
Target bomb. And shit, all that bullshit. And what else I got going on? Those are the main things. So it's Peach State and Wrestling United. Oh, and like I said, I'll be at Southern Violence and Wrestling in May. I think this is the first week of May. And getting back out there, really. Just now that the doors are opening back up,
right.
I'm feeling a little better, getting my butt back in shape, and getting moving around. I'll have it come out, do another run, have a little fun.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Like wrestling is fun nowadays, man. It really is.
Yeah.
Like it's really
That's
like it's an outlet. Like
yeah.
some days you just feel like shit. But once you get out in front of that ring or out in front of that camera, it's like it all just disappears.
Yeah. It's so much fun, man. It's very fun to do, man. It's just like first get in this business, you take yourself super seriously, man. You want to know all the moves, get everything down packed and all that. Once you get all that out of your system, that's when you can really learn how to perform.
Yeah.
Like the performance art of pro wrestling is a whole lot more than just doing moves. Because
Oh yeah.
I've been to shows with guys who were jacked up and ripped to the coils and had their trunks and knee pads and their boots on and all that stuff, and they were just mechanical. Move, 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 move. And visually, it looked good, but they couldn't connect with the crowd. They
Yeah.
could not connect with
I've
the
been in
crowd.
one of those matches.
Yeah, like dudes just
I've
doing
been in
moves,
matches like that, man.
and the fans just sitting on their hands, man. Like, I mean, wrestling is, you can't be a panty waist to do it, but it's just as much a performance art as it is a sport.
Hell yeah. I mean, like I saw
And
one meme that says pro wrestlers are just swole theater kids. It's very true. And
yeah,
it's just like you said, you gotta connect with that crowd. Because I've been in that very match that you're talking about, where you can just have like this fucking crazy ass spot fest, move after move, reversal after reversal, and the crowd's just sitting on their freaking hands. It's like, when is
yeah.
it gonna be over? And then like I have moments like I did a school show just like 2 weeks ago, and I
Mhm.
went out there, tried to heal it up, had the Marko coat, fur coat, talking shit to the crowd, and it was like this little show at some little high school in Tryon, Georgia. I'm trying to heal it up. They would not boo me for shit. It's like at all. It's like I'm I'm the most arrogant. I'm doing the fucking Hulk Hogan shit like this.
uh,
Fucking crowd just erupted, and I'm like, "No, I just insulted your mom and everything." Like, man, You know, and then like my opponent came out after me. He's supposed to be this big baby face, and they just booed. Luckily, Stan was the promoter. Like he was he was the referee too. He was like,
Right.
"Shit, change it. You're the baby face now." So we had to call the match on the fly, man. And like what I had for the finish for him to put me over, we
Mm.
just reversed. And like I tell you, like the biggest spot in there was like a clothesline, and the crowd was popping off of that shit so much. It was just too much of just me working
Bizarro
around,
world.
look to the crowd, do this shit, you know, like before I pick him up for a body slam, I was doing this shit right here, and it's like
Right.
the crowd ate that shit up, man. And then I go out and had this fucking spot fest, and the crowd was like, "All right, give me some popcorn," you know.
Yeah, like
That's what
you'd
it
be
is.
surprised. You'd be surprised what makes crowds pop. Because I went to, I did a show in North Carolina when I did my first Crazy Eight tournament, and
Oh,
I was wrestling the guy, picked him up, slammed him, and I was like, let me just do something cheesy to see if it gets over with these people, because they were cheering me on and everything. I was like, well, let's just try something for the hell of it. So what I did, I went and slammed him, and I did the whole John Cena hold my hand up, and you can't see me, but instead of doing my face, I turned around, bent over, and did my butt in his face like this, like you can't see me, and I hit him up, and I bounced off the ropes, hit him with the five knuckle shuffle, and everybody was like, "Yay, yay, yay!" And so while I'm picking him up off the mat, I hear some girl go, "Do some real shit." I'm like, "Oh god, that went well," you know. I was like, "Oh my god." So yeah, it's these fans are crazy, man, but
yeah,
it's fun performing for them, man.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, man. Well, hey, look, I just want to thank you for jumping on the show. Trust me, this is not going to be your only time here. The
Oh
invite is
no,
always open. I
yeah,
may have to bring you on as like a guest host or something,
yeah.
man.
I'm
Me,
down,
you,
man. Let's
and
do
a
it.
couple other people. We might just have a PCW reunion on here or
I'm
something.
down, man. I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm down.
absolutely,
Say when,
absolutely.
man.
Um,
Say when. Come get on these mats with me, man. When you want to come get on these mats, do some jujitsu, get
I need to, man. Otherwise, you could tie me up and break my ankle. Like I can see you sticking my index toe in my nose. Remember that cookie sheet? Yeah. I see that happening already.
I could do that in the ring right now.
Yeah.
Make a whole spot out of it.
Oh my god.
Well,
To
you
kiss
see,
my foot, man.
oh, you weren't there when I did the thing with the pickle at the last sacred ground.
I'm almost scared to ask. Oh my god. You know what?
Man, I'm like,
Tell this story. I
man,
want to hear
that
this.
agent loves me because I'm always down to do something ridiculous, like even on the fly, right?
Right.
So we worked in the battle royal, and like, you know, at some point people get out the ring, do some shit, you know, like don't go over the top, just go out through the middle and fuck around on the floor, do some bullshit. So I'm fucking around on the floor, getting knocked down, and then Tim Savage is walking around. He's like, "Hey, Marko, you want a pickle?" And he has these pickles with the on a stick, like they just skewered. They like these big thick ass pickles. So I get up and I was like, "I do want one." So I got up and I got one, and like because I ran and got him, and like I made sure the crowd saw me get it, and I ran through up back up the aisle with my hand up like I'm carrying the fucking Olympic torch. And poor Devlin Valek, oh my god, he was just hanging out on the side of the rope of the apron. And then I
Right.
just like reached back and just grabbed his nose and just did like that, and I shoved the pickle in his mouth, just like raped his face.
Oh my god. I will never look at a pickle the same again. You have just ruined pickle for me.
Man, like now you should go to my Facebook page, and I made that actually one of my I'm gonna send it to you when we get off of here. I'm gonna send that to you, so you can
All right.
probably spice it on this if you ever record this.
Yeah.
Just go back and show that picture of me just.
I think I've seen that picture, but now I know the story
Now
behind
you
it.
know the story of it.
Oh my god, I'm crying over here. Like for real, this is crazy. These are tears, y'all. This is hilarious,
Yeah,
man.
man. I
Oh my
love
god.
ridiculous wrestling, man. You know, me, Simon, Matt, Sales. It's like, oh my god, I love that stuff. I got
Yeah.
that shit all the fucking day.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah. Well, look, man,
Anyway,
it's been a pleasure having you on here on
oh,
the
man.
show. Most definitely, man. Tell everybody how they can find you online.
All right. So on Instagram at Marvelous Marko, Marko spelled with a K, and Facebook. If you want my government name, it's Hassan Wicker. You can find me on Facebook, and you can also like my gimmick pages, Papa Marko and Marvelous Marko. And yeah, and we also have. I've got to shoot my personal training business, Wicked Training. So yeah, like that page on Facebook or shoot me a inbox. I'm training people on Zoom at noon, and I'm starting to open up my house for one-on-one training for select few people. And I'm about to turn this little spot down here where I'm at now, my little man cave, turn it into a gym, and I'm gonna have people here. So I'm gonna have put some mats down, so you ain't got no excuse when you come in town. We're gonna get on these mats and get pretzeled up.
It's been a minute, but I'm with it.
It's
I'm
all
all
good.
for
We
it,
can
man.
also run through some scenes too. That's what we can do, man. I
Yeah,
got you.
man.
I
Hey,
got you, player.
all
So
day. We got it. We got it. Most
we do a
definitely.
scene and then we
Yep.
roll around. Do a
Yep.
scene, then roll around.
That's what I'm talking about. Yep. Extreme athletic improv, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen. That's what it is.
I like it. That is an idea. It's too
Extreme
bad it's
athletic
online.
improv.
Nobody online steal this fucking idea, but that is
Yeah.
awesome. Like improv boot camp. Got an
Yeah.
improv a scene, workout, hit the
Mhm.
mats, and then improv another scene from how you feeling. Oh man, money,
Yeah.
money,
Money. Money.
bam,
Money. I got it. Knocked it out of the park right there.
right out the park.
Yep. Well, look, man. Thank you for being on the show, man. Everybody out there, I want to thank my very special guest, Marvelous Marko, wrestler slash actor
Marvelous, the
slash
amazing,
DJ Chase
the
champion
magnificent.
slash cosplayer slash a whole bunch of stuff he hadn't even tried yet slash
Slash,
pick,
slash.
pickle picking poking the man. He is the man, y'all.
Just put a slash behind my name
This
and
slash.
insert whatever fucking thing you want.
There it is right there. Yo. Look, I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight on Thespian Works with Anthony Velvet Hall once again. My very special guest, Marvelous Marko in the building. Trust me, first time seeing him, but it's definitely not going to be your last time.
No.
Um, and as always, in signing off, remember the three things I always tell you: life is short, death is certain, and be sure to love on the people God gives you, because one day He's going to want them back. All
There you
right,
go. There you go.
peace.
Peace. 5,000 G.